What's up, boys? Petko here. It is 7:20 a.m. in Europe, aka 8:20 a.m. my time. I just woke up and I saw a shit ton of changes. There is some significant ones, there's some minor ones, but as my duty is here to report back any sort of class changes that are happening this week, and this is the second time we're getting something. Yesterday there were the huge patch changes. If you guys didn't see the previous video, go ahead, take a look at it, because today we are going to discuss even more changes. So let's dive right into it. First thing first, Death Knight Exterminate gets a buff. Frost Death Knight, or in general Deathbringer right now for Blood and Frost, is extremely good. It's something they've been playing all the time. Yesterday they got some nerfs on Exterminate, today they are buffing it. Once again, buffing it. Hold on, don't be too happy yet, because as I already told you, they pushed 2 hotfixes, aka 2 changes. This was done 4 hours ago, and this was done 3 hours ago, right? This was like, okay, sorry, that was 5 hours ago, my bad. So they actually reverted the buff. See what? First they buffed it, and now I revert. So pretty much nothing happened for Decay. Don't get too excited, that's it. Monks. Every 50 energy spent reduces the cooldown of Storm, Earth, and Fire Elemental by 1 second. Also, energy spenders deal 20% more damage. They're trying to buff Shadowpan. Trying to make Shadowpan a good alternative. I am not sure now which one of the hero talents they're going to be playing after the buff to Shadowpan though, because it seems like they buffed it by a decent amount. So, Flurry Strikes buffs here. High Impact also gets to be buffed. Martial Precision also gets to be buffed by like 20%. So, genuinely speaking, ironically right now you might want to actually play Shadowpan after these changes. These are mostly damage changes. You're going to be doing more sustained damage, more single target damage, more burst damage. The biggest issue with monks I'm having right now is just sustained damage. Like during cooldowns, they're exceptionally good. Single target AoE, 3-4 targets don't really matter. The amount of burst you can do to the mobs, you can demolish them. But your sustained damage is something that I've always had an issue with ever since the release of Beta Mythic Plus. And I'm happy to see they're trying to target it a little bit here, fixing it, make it better if you do play Shadowpan. But I'm not sure if Shadowpan is going to be better right now, or Conduit could be actually still superior. It's up to be testing again at 7:25 a.m. I'm going to hop in beta servers after my coffee and after my sandwich to give it a try myself and report back in case there's more findings. Paladin. It seems to be like this is the 3rd nerf in a row for Holy Paladins. Actually, 2nd nerf in a row. Holy Light got nerfed by a little bit. This seems to be like 5% nerf to Holy Light. I'm not sure about this change here, but to me, this seems to be like around 6% nerf to Ashen Hollow, Judgment, Boundless Judgment, Hammer of Wrath. So 6% less damage. And also, it seems to be a nerf to Consecration. Again, first look here, I could be incorrect, but this looks like an aura nerf to those spells here. And also nerf to Word of Glory. Eternal Flame seems to be the case here by quite a bit, I would say. Like around 20% maybe. I'm not sure about the value here. Probably the official patch notes, official blue notes will gonna come later on today. So we can actually have the exact numbers. But all of this seems to be a nerf. Nerf on Crusader Strike as well. You know. Yeah, these are mostly looking to be like a nerfs. They're also nerfing Holy Shock by actually quite a bit. This seems to be like around 10%. It's gonna do 10% less healing, 10% less DPS. Light of Dawn also gets to be nerfed. Merciless Aura also gets to be nerfed. Truth Prevails seems to be nerfed, but again, everything seems to be like a 10% nerf. Tear Deliverance 10%, Truth Prevails 10%. You know, this seems to be like a 10% nerf. Like, those things are gonna diminish their output both on cooldowns, off cooldowns, damage as well. Is that gonna knock Paladins away, Holy Paladins, from like top tier, like top spot? Probably. Is gonna make them now a direct competitor to Resto Druid. Now Restoration Druid might immediately come back to the conversation for actually what's gonna be the meta after the Holy Paladin nerfs. Right now, at least last week used to be Holy Paladin far ahead. Right now it's probably Holy Paladin, Restoration Druid all together, and then Shaman following very closely as well in the race. But again, there's a lot more weeks to come until the season comes out. Things will probably change. Every single week they change anyway, so keep in mind, keep ahead, keep looking around. Yeah, that's huge. Retribution Paladin Nothing happened for them here. On behalf of the spec specific changes, nothing, some kind of a PvP multiplier here. For Eternal Flame, now it's gonna do more damage, whatever. It's just for PvP. However, Hero to the Sun, which was the hero talents, got a nerf. Don't Light got a 10% nerf. Eternal Flame, again, PvP multiplier. Sunseer and Sun's Avatar also getting around 10% nerf. I do believe Templar was already doing quite well here. So even with that nerf, wouldn't really matter as much because Templar, in my opinion, to me, after the testing felt better, like played better. It might not have been stronger, but right now, it would probably be stronger because they're nerfing Hero to the Sun. Again, Napkin Mat, I haven't tested anything, I'm about to. Assassination Rogue, nothing has changed for them apparently. Some kind of a visual modifiers for Kingsbane. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's going to be a nerf or buff, but at first glance here, it doesn't seem to change anything performance-wise. So if you're a Rogue player, especially as a Rogue player, worry not, nothing happening here. Last but not least, Affliction Warlock. Affliction Warlock is getting an Agony buff. That is around 40% buff on Agony, which is pretty much a better AoE, better damage off cooldowns. Single target is not gonna change as much, but it's more of like an AoE change here. I like that. One issue I've been having with Aff Locks for a while is Viotained. Viotained does absolutely not sync with Agony duration. So there's two options here. Make Agony last longer or make Viotained be short cooldown. Just like Shadow Crush on Shadow Priest to refresh dots exactly when they're about to expire. Something like that would make Affliction Lock quality of life much better. But at the end of the day, we'll see how Blizzard's gonna deck. By the way, don't get too excited because after this change was posted, immediately 2 hours later, we had a revert on that change. So now we don't know if they are buffed or nerfed. But immediately after this, 2 hours later, Blizzard decided to push a revert to Agony. So now nothing happened to them. And speaking about the changes that happened a few hours earlier. Again, I spoke about DK at the beginning. The values of Druid hasn't changed here. There's some changes here for Balance Druid or if you play, or for example, Restoration Druid if you're playing Keeper of the Grove. But I believe these changes are genuine changes for like both, both the Restoration Druid and Balance, because one is Swiftman, one is Eclipse. You'll be getting less haste now. I spoke about that on stream several times and last week as well. Balance Druids need more changes. They need better spenders, more single targets from Star Surge, more AoE damage from Starfall. Perhaps to change how Starfire plays around, because now Elun's Chosen built with like one Eclipse, Elun Eclipse, Arcane Eclipse, whatever you want to call it. You pretty much cast that on a single target with that build. So they gotta change something about Balance Druids. I would really love to see that. Right now, they are not in a great spot. They are not, by no means, down bad, but they are not up there, not up for the conversation. And I believe the highlights of today's topic is going to be Shadow Priest. Shadow Priest received a huge changes right here. I don't know what else to say here except to keep on diving, but I'm going to show you what Public said. If you guys don't know who Public is, one of the main theory crafter for Shadow Priest. Look what he said here. Seaton got a bit changes here, some bug fixes got resolved. Surge of Insanity stacks to 4 times. Mind Flay damage increased by 50% as well as the spike. Mind Blast 30% damage increase. Mind Spike 15% damage increase. And I'm going to show you here, Mind Flay damage got increased by quite a bit. I'm happy to see that. You pretty much never casted the spell unless it's empowered by Insanity here. And again, Mind Spike got some buffs, juicy buffs. Surge of Insanity also get to be 4 charge now instead of 2 charges. That's gonna change a lot of things, because right now you wanted to spend both Surge of Insanity after you cast your Halo. Because if you play Arcane, you're gonna get 2 stacks after the Halo pretty much all the time, sometimes even 3. And then you wanna cast the Void Torrent immediately after you have either 1 or 0 stacks of the Surge of Insanity. That's gonna help you a lot, by the way, in terms of like like genuine consensus of like quality of life. That's pretty much how it's gonna change. And also Mind Blast now does more damage, which seems to be really good. Now that's gonna increase their off cooldown damage by quite a bit. On cooldown damage also increased. So genuinely happy to see Shadow Priest gets to be adjusted, because Shadow Priests were in around mid-ish performance. After these changes, we're looking already to be above average. And if you think about it, chat, something fishy smelling here. If Shadow Priest gets to be buffed and it's now above average performance-wise in Mythic Plus, and Augmentation is broken, and Frost Mage is insane as well as Arcane Mage, and Vengeance DH is back to being the best tank. You guys see what I'm talking about? Vengeance DH, Frost Mage or Arcane, Shadow Priest, Oak Evoker, you know, Restoration Druid looking to be already good now. Something similar of what we had the past 2 seasons. I'm really hoping I'm wrong here, but SP buffs are looking good. Now, I'm not saying SP is the best caster. What I'm saying is SP got buff, which might push them to be picked more often than, for example, Warlock or Shaman right now. I'm gonna be testing it today live on stream, see what's up. Oracle changes to Hero, to Holy Priest, and this Priest again. I haven't really tested anything here, but this all seems to be a bit more confusing. I have no idea what they changed exactly. Some proc rate changes. I'm gonna be talking to the people that were doing these changes to know exactly what happened to them. For now speaking, I can't offer any thoughts. Last but not least, Rogue got some changes here as well. This is General, Sub-Rogue, Outlaw, Assa Rogue kidney changes from 20 seconds to 30 seconds. It's not going to change anything. Absolutely anything in Mythic Plus. Slightly less mob control, but your performance will not change. I believe this is more of like a PvP nerf than PvE nerf. For raiding, it's again kidney shot, whatever. Mythic Plus could be useful for like mob control, but more than ever, don't really care about that one. Alright chat, that was all the changes for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you guys next time. If there's anything more, expect this to be on the channel. Live on Twitch every day at 10:30 Central European Summertime. I'm now gonna go take my coffee, get my sandwich, and keep on testing everything. Peace out. See you later.